Now, before we move ahead, we've just launched the TCS NQT course, which has 175 plus hours of course content. It completes the whole syllabus for the foundational section and also the advanced coding section. The best part is we've also partnered with TCS Ion, so you'll get one certification from TCS Ion in the skill of your choice and also certifications from Prepinsta as well. The TCS NQT course is also included in the Prepinsta Prime subscription, in which you get 150 plus other courses like C, C++, Java, Python, data structures, competitive coding, skills like artificial intelligence, machine learning. Pretty amazing. The link is in the description of the video. I recommend you to check out. You'll surely love it.
Hello everyone. So for this video, we are going to discuss TCS NQT traits question and answers. As you know, TCS has announced its NQT drive and it has also included the traits section in the examination process. So we are going to dive deep into what is traits, how to solve traits, and what approach can you take in order to solve the traits question. Alright, so let's begin with the information and the questions as well, and then we'll dive into a deeper discussion as well. Let's begin. So TCS traits. What is TCS traits? The traits round is a personality or behavior competency round. Alright, so personality or behavior competency round. This means that the traits section is going to assess or test your personality and see if the candidate is suitable for the role that they are providing or not. Alright, so that is so you can say that this is a personality test kind of a round. The total time limit for this round is 1 minute. Now, out of the entire section of the entire selection process, the time dedicated to the traits section is only 1 minute, and you may get 3 to 5 questions in this round. So you are bound to get 3 or 5 questions approximately in this round. So obviously there is only 1 minute. You have to answer a couple of questions, and these are very easy questions to these are to answer according to your personality, right? So you don't have to calculate, you don't have to do any kind of calculations, right? So you are going to get 3 to 5 questions, and it's easy. It's not going to be very difficult, and there is no right or wrong answer in traits. Now this is very important. When we're talking about a personality test questions, there is no right or wrong answer. The questions are based on your personality, and the answers that you provide are going to show what kind of personality do you carry around, right? So whether you are suitable for the position or not, whether you are appropriate for this position or not. So there is no right or wrong answer, but definitely there is more appropriate and less appropriate answers, right? So for example, if they are looking for a leader, right, as a candidate, and you don't stand up to the leadership qualities in your answers, you are not going to be appropriate for the role. So that is how they're going to judge you. There is no right or wrong answer. All right, let's move ahead. Now, how to answer TCS traits question. The most important part is how do you answer this? We know there is 1 minute. We know there are 3 to 5 questions. We know it's a personality test, but how do I answer? That is the main question. Let's see. Understand the desired trait for a job. The first thing that you have to do is you have to research about the profile that they are providing to the students, that they are opening for the students, and what are the traits that you need, the key traits that you need for the job. All right. Read questions carefully. Now, when you are given a question based on personality test or traits, you need to read the question carefully and understand what question they're asking or what personality they are looking for. This is the second step. Think before answering. So you shouldn't just be like, if it's a positive question, you go with the extreme answer or with the extreme negative answer. Don't do that. Think before answering. Think if the answer you are providing is appropriate for the role or not. Think what the mentors will be thinking when they are evaluating your answers. So you should think before answering. Be honest to yourself and the test. This is the most important. You cannot cheat the test. You cannot cheat the interviewers or the panelists, right? You have to be honest to yourself and to the test. For example, if you are sitting for the test, you are saying that you completely agree with a part of the traits, but during the practical test, in the interview, during practical assessment, you fail to stand up to those qualities. You are going to be negatively remarked then, right? So you lied in the test only to get selected, but when you are being tested practically, you are not living up to the standards, right? So there is a conflict in your personality. Do not do that. Be honest. Lastly, take practice tests. Again, very important. Don't think that it's only a personality test. I'll just go and just mark a few answers. Do not do that. Please take practice tests. Understand what psychology do they test, right? What thought process it needs to answer personality questions, and then you are going to sit for the test, right? So practice tests are very important. So, to sum it up, understand the desired trait for a job, read questions carefully, think before answering, be honest to yourself, and take practice tests. All right. Okay. Moving forward, very, very important. If you're not following us on our social media handles, make sure you're following us on our Instagram, Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram. Why I ask you to do that? Because there are a lot of drives that are pouring in right now. A lot of companies are going to hire, and we don't want you to miss on any of the opportunities or any of the drives. So we keep our students updated on Instagram and all of our social media handles. So make sure you follow us in order to not miss any of the opportunities or the drive announcements. Also, make sure that you are subscribing to our YouTube channels, because we regularly come up with the live sessions and such question videos for you in order to prepare you for the test. Also, make sure you ring the notification bell so that you get notified whenever we are uploading any new video. So another exciting news, the top 3 comments on this video are going to get a free Prep Insta Prime access. So make sure you start commenting. Now you can comment anything about the questions, the doubts, or anything that you want us to know. And again, so if you are chosen among the top 3 comments, you are going to get a free Prep Insta Prime access. All right, so let's start off with the questions. Now, before we start off with the question, the first thing that you need to do is sit with a notebook and a paper. Why do I do that? Because you have to mark yourself on the basis of the traits and the characteristics that you possess, and we have to evaluate whether you are fit for a particular position or not, right? So you sit with me. Before I explain you with the questions or with the explanations, you have to mark yourself or rate yourself according to the qualities that you possess. All right, so let's begin. Do you believe in smart work more than hard work? Applies to me, does not apply to me, partially applies to me, completely applies to me. Now, the first thing we need to understand is smart work and hard work. Now, smart work means thinking logically, rationally, and then working on a plan. And hard work means putting in your labor without any particular cause, right? Without any evident result. That is hard work and smart work. Now, in a corporate life, in a corporate environment, you have to balance between smart work and hard work. Wherever you have a very, pressing deadline that you have to complete some task, you can apply some smart work, some logics, you can bring in more people and then complete the work. But in places where there is a requirement of evident hard work, evident labor, there you cannot put in your smart work and complete the work. You have to put in your labor in order to complete the task, right? So there is a balance between smart work and hard work. However, you have to be smart even while working hard, right? That is very important. You cannot mindlessly work hard and have no result in the end. So the answer should be applies to me, right? This should be the most appropriate answer, and then you can go with completely applies to me or partially applies to me. Don't go with does not apply to me, because a person who does not know how to work smartly or get work done smartly is not a person who is the most desired candidate, right? So applies to me would be the most appropriate, because completely applies to me would mean that you are not giving hard work as much importance as smart work, right? So you can go with applies to me to be the most appropriate. Obviously, there are no right or wrong answers. Okay, are you a good listener? The most important question or the most important characteristic in a corporate life is being a good listener. If you're not a good listener, you cannot communicate with your teammates or with your colleagues or with your seniors or anyone in a corporate life, and you are not being able to understood, right, by the people. And that is the worst situation that you can land upon in a corporate life. If you're not a good listener, you cannot communicate. If you're not a good listener, people cannot communicate with you, people cannot approach you, and you might seem very off the limits, right? And you don't want that personality to present in a corporate environment, right? So you should go with completely applies to me or applies to me. Please don't go with does not apply to me or partially. Even if you're partially good listener, that means that sometimes you can disturb someone or obstruct someone from being understood, and that you don't want in a corporate environment. So applies to me or completely applies to me. All right. Now, before moving forward with any of the questions, what I would suggest you is we should take a look at Prepinsta Prime that we have for you, because Prepinsta Prime has worked very, very hard in order to get you a complete knowledge box to you in just one place, right? So whatever we have on Prepinsta Prime is going to blow off your mind, because we have a lot of things that a student might want to learn and get experience in. So we have popular skills, popular languages, and if you want to learn traits, if you want to practice traits, we have a completely separate section for you to practice that. All right, so I'm going to quickly show you the sections as well from where you can practice. But before that, this is a quick look on our Prepinsta Prime. You have projects, you have CS subjects, you have company-wise preparations, then you have platform preparations, you have certificates as well. You have Prepinsta certificates and you have TCS Ion certificates as well, which I must tell you that if you are applying for TCS or any other company, that the TCS Ion Rio internship certification is going to add another star to your resume. Right, so this is one of the most important certifications that you should have in your resume, and Prepinsta Prime is giving you that for free, right? So make sure that you do check this out before you run around and look for any other certification online. All right, let's get back to the questions and we'll get back to Prime very soon. Okay, I am more efficient alone than in a team. Now this is a very tricky question, let me tell you. I am more efficient alone than in a team. Now, when you're working in a corporate environment, you don't want to be a lone wolf. No, in a corporate environment, having a team sportsmanship, having the ability to work in a team peacefully and quarterly is very important, because you might work alone in one or two projects where only your output is necessary, but altogether you are always in a team, right? You have to show that teammateship or that team spirit while you are working or while you're delivering any kind of output or you're working on any of the projects in a team, right? So if you say you're more efficient alone, it would only mean that you are not very efficient in a team and you won't be able to deal with a team environment, and that is where you are going to be marked as a lower desired candidate and not most desired candidate. So you have to be very sure of that you don't sound too overconfident that you can do everything alone or you're very efficient alone. So your answer should be either only agree, don't go with strongly agree. Don't go with strongly agree. I would say this is the least appropriate answer. You can definitely go with agree or disagree. Again, don't go with strongly disagree. Why? Because if in a case you are given some task to do alone, to take up alone, and if you're not efficient, like working alone, you are going to again be marked negatively. So most appropriate is agree that yes, I agree I'm alone, like efficient alone, but I can also work in a team. Or you can disagree that yes, I am most efficient when I'm working in a team, but I can also work alone. So that should be the balance. Don't go with the extreme answers for this question. All right, moving ahead. I am an optimist. All right. Optimist. Who is an optimist person? A person who always thinks positively, who always looks for a positive thing and in everything. And this is the most important quality that a person should have. If you are pessimistic, if you don't have the capacity to think positive in every situation, you are not going to cross any hurdle at all, right? If you think about negatives, that are coming in your way only, you are not going to have an efficient result, right? So you should think about the negatives, but you should think about the positive that comes out of the negative consequences, right? So being an optimistic person in a corporate environment is most important, and you should go with completely applies to me or applies to me. All right. Do you have a pleasing personality? What does pleasing personality mean? It does not mean that you are a people pleaser. Don't go around and please people only to get your work done or get their work done. That is not a pleasing personality. A pleasing personality means someone who is approachable, who seems approachable by the people around, right? Who seems that if someone comes and talks to you, you can understand them. The people can be understood by you. The people can approach you. The people can, you can be a leader. That is a pleasing personality, and you should go with strongly agree or agree. That are the most appropriate answers for this question. All right. Quick reminder, if you're not following us on our social media handles, make sure you're following us on Instagram, Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp and Telegram, because we keep updating you about the latest drive of all the companies that are have announced their drives. And even if you are from a 2020, 2019 batch, or you are from a 2023 or 2024 batch, we have updates for everyone. We have updates from 2019, 2018 up to 24. Right? So even if you are from a 20 batch, 21, 22, 23, we have separate, segregated, dedicated pages for all of you, right? So don't hesitate, go on to our Instagram, look for our pages, and you can follow the pages that you belong to. On Discord, we have personal interactions with our students where you can interact directly with the mentors and our teammates, and you can get your doubts cleared. So we communicate with you directly on Discord, and on Facebook, WhatsApp and Telegram. Again, we give you constant updates about the drive. So make sure you don't miss any of the opportunities to get hired for your dream job. Also, make sure that you are subscribing to our YouTube channel, because we keep updating our live sessions and such videos which are important for you to know about. And click on the notification bell so that you do get notified whenever we upload a new video. All right, so moving forward, let's move towards the remaining questions. Can you take up responsibility for your mistake? Applies to me, does not apply to me, partially applies to me, or completely applies to me. What does this mean? Can you take up responsibility for your mistake? That means, can you be accountable if you are doing some mistake? Are you responsible for that? Do you actively take accountability for that? And that is most important. If you are playing a blame game in a corporate world where you are blaming your mistakes onto someone else, it gives you a very negative impression, and you don't want that. So you should go with completely applies to me. You should always be able to accept your mistake and account for it, vouch for it. You should always learn for your mistake and don't play a negative blame game, right? So completely applies to me and applies to me are the most appropriate answers. Moving ahead, I like to lead than follow. I like to lead than follow. What does this mean? It shows your arrogant nature, that you always like to lead. You will only do a task, or you will only complete a project when you are a leader and not a follower or a team player, right? This is going to show your level of arrogance, your level of confidence. You shouldn't go with strongly agree. Yes, you can go with agree or disagree, but never go with strongly agree or strongly disagree. If you go with strongly disagree, it means that you can never be a leader. Even if you're given the opportunity of being a leader, you will not like it and you will not lead the team properly. So go with agree or disagree. Don't go with the extreme answers. So quick notification for you. I'm going to quickly take you to Prime again, like I said you earlier. All right, so on Prime, like I told you that we have dedicated courses for TCS, TCS NQT and the trade section as well. Once you come on to Prep Insta Prime and you scroll down, here's the good news for you. Once you scroll down, you come onto the companies section. And when you are on the company section, you can see TCS ITP, TCS NQT and TCS Digital. We have separate preparation sections for you. And if you go on to TCS NQT, you come on to the course page, and what course page looks something like this. We have the entire structure prepared for you from the foundation section till the advanced section and all of the mid sections as well. So you have the foundation section, all of the sections over here, numerical, reasoning, verbal, and the trait section. I hope you can see the trait section over here, the psychometric test. And we have the theory of psychometric test for you. We have the video theory on how to solve questions, and we also have a lot of sample questions in here as well. So if you play this and if you come on to the course, you can see that we have a lot of questions over here.
Never stay calm.
All right, we have questions prepared for you and answered for you, and have shown you the degree of answers that you should apply, like you should go with in a psychometric or in a traits section. And then we also have some practice questions for you as well. So here you can start the question and you can practice your questions as well, right? So this is the traits section for you. You can practice the traits section from the TCS NQT section. You can practice numerical, reasoning, verbal, traits, advanced coding and interview preparations as well, right? So this is Prep Insta Prime TCS NQT preparation from for you. Moving ahead with another question. I can be creative and innovative. Applies to me, does not apply to me, partially applies to me, or completely applies to me. All right, so how do you answer this question? I can be creative and innovative. This means that you have the capacity of bringing in new innovations and new creative ideas in your working environment, and that is like one of the most important and positive traits that an employer looks into a candidate. Because if you're not being able to bring innovations or creativity in your work, it means that you are going to feel very bored and very lethargic while working, and you're not going to help the company grow, right? You will not put any active initiatives into the work. So your being creative and being innovative is very, very important. So you should go with completely or applies to me. That are the most appropriate answers for this particular question. Next, are you prone to anxiety? Now, what does this mean? Are you prone to anxiety means you get very nervous and very anxious whenever you are given with something new. When a new project is given to you, when a new deadline is given to you, when you are reaching the deadline, those are the times when you get very anxious, and this leads to your work being affected. So if you are very much prone to anxiety, if you're very much prone to being nervous, your work or your output is going to get affected, and that is the most negative quality that a person can have. Yes, being nervous is important because it gives you a boost to work harder, but being prone to anxiety means getting anxious all the time is not. So you cannot fit into a working environment that is very stressful, right? So you should not go with completely applies to me. You can go with definitely partially applies to me as the most appropriate answer. I can appreciate my teammates' work. What does that mean? That means that when you are working in a team, you are working in a team environment along with other people, you can appreciate their work. Even if you are given the same task as the other person, and the other person has done a better task or a better output, you should be able to appreciate and acknowledge the hard work and the work of that person, right? You shouldn't have the qualities of being selfish. You shouldn't be that in a corporate working environment. You should be able to push and boost your colleagues as well. You shouldn't only be self-centered or selfish. So if you can appreciate your teammates' work, the answer should be completely applies to me. That is because that is the most positive response. All right. So completely applies to me or applies to me can also be the answer, but the most appropriate would be completely applies to me. All right. Another important reminder, if you're not following us on our social media handles, make sure that you're following us on our Instagram and other social media handles. The links are in the description, and you are subscribing to our YouTube channel because like this video has been turned up to you, many more videos are lined up only for you. And if you want to prepare the best for your selections, make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube channel and ringing the notification bell so that you get notified, because we are posting mostly every day. Alright, so let's get back to Prime and see how we can actually prepare for TCS NQT thoroughly. On this page, on this website, you have the entire coding and the aptitude section, which prepares you for both of the foundation as well as the advanced section for TCS NQT. In terms of coding, you have the basic and the intermediate coding to prepare you for the basic section, and then you have the competitive coding along with the data structures in C, C++, Java and Python that prepares you for the advanced section of TCS NQT. Whereas for the aptitude section, we have the quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning, verbal, DI, visual reasoning, along with the psychometric test that prepares you for the trade section and the remaining aptitude sections. Under each of these courses, we also have a very similar division of the foundation as well as the advanced section for TCS NQT. So if you want to prepare and pass the entire selection section, which is again an elimination round, and you don't want to get eliminated in the first section itself, make sure that you are practicing from all of these sections thoroughly so that you don't get eliminated in the first round itself, right? After this, there is a quick teaser that prepares you and shows you what Prepinsta Prime is and how you can navigate through the entire course and how beautiful it is curated only for you. So make sure you watch it till the end, and till then, take care. Thank you.
We have a tailored course on how to crack any exam of TCS, be it the TCS NQT or the Ninja, Digital, or even the Code Vita. And the best thing is we cover each and every minor topic that could be asked, be it aptitude, reasoning, verbal or coding or data interpretation. We got it all covered. Talking about aptitude, we start with a basic topic as number system, as well as we cover complex topics such as elementary statistics, which is a new addition to TCS and is very important, and even data interpretation. In the verbal section, we teach students on how to ace the comprehension part, and also we make them know the very basics of English grammar, which is necessary to crack the verbal section of TCS. The coding section also contains the required logic of programming like DSA, trees, graphs, as well as we offer the programs which are frequently asked in the exam in our top 100 coding questions. Students can revise what they have learned using the Prepinsta mock assignments and tests, which are also a part of the course. When we say Prime, we do intend to give the Prime experience for all our students. We offer complimentary live classes, mock quizzes, and we cover every aspect of the TCS interview, be it the HR interview or the technical interview. It is a complete all-in-one package. Student can also check the interview experience section, which offers real-time interview experiences of freshers who have cracked the TCS interview and exams from the first-hand experience.
We have material which crosses 175 plus hours of learning just for TCS.
So what are you waiting for? Get the Prime experience today.